Hi, it's John here from the Nail School and Beauty Academy. I'm just going to look at these. I've just picked them up from the Manicure Company and from Capital Hair and Beauty. And these are soft gel tips. Now, soft gel tips are becoming sort of the rage at the moment. And basically what they are in fact full cover tips. So they actually cover your whole nail like this. And then you've got the shape on the end. And they come in a box of 550, which is very good value, and they're about £24 plus that. I know you can buy these tips a lot cheaper off Amazon and so on, not this brand of course, another brand, and you can probably buy them for probably around about £15–16. But the thing is, what you can't do is you're going to use lots of 5s, 6s and 7s, because these are these three fingers here, usually 5s, 6s and 7s. So what happens is you run out of 5s, 6s and 7s, and you've still got loads and loads of all the other tips. And what you're going to do with them, pretty much they're scrap, right? You've got to buy a new box, and then you're going to have to carry on like that all the time. So with this brand here, they sell all the separate sizes, so you can just, as refills, so you can just fill up the little empty spaces that you've got, and that way you won't feel like you're just throwing a full box away all the time. So I would spend a little bit more and be able to buy the refills packs for the ones that you use the most of. So that's what I recommend. But these are called Pro Press soft gel tips, and these ones are medium square. So obviously you can get long square, I suppose, and you can get long stiletto and stiletto, and you can get them all pre-shaped. But if you use the square, at least with the square, you can round the top off and make it into an almond. But you can buy almond tips as well, I believe. Right, so let's pop those out the way for now. So here's my tip, and what I'm going to do, first of all, I would have to do all my nail prep as per usual. So I would just file my nails down to a short round length, get any bits out from underneath with my file, and then I would push my cuticles back. This is all part of nail prep, of course, and then I would just clip off any excess cuticle that was there. So I'm just clipping off this little excess cuticle until I've got a nice shape at the back there with no cuticle there. Right, so next thing I'm going to do is to prep the nail plate, because we've all got skin growing on our nail plates, so we want to remove the surface shine. So I'm going to use my electric file here, and I'm just going to pop that down onto a slow speed so I don't damage the client's nail. And then I'm just going to go up this side, round the back like this, without leaving a space at the back. So I'm removing any dead skin away from the nail. So now I'm going to come down here, down this side, get right into the edges, and now I want to do the rest of the nail. So what I'm going to do now is just put this at 45 degrees, and as I go like this, on the forward strokes, I will hit the nail like this. So I'm not filing backwards and forwards with the electric file. And I'm just making sure that I've got removed all that surface shine. Now, with an electric file, you must not run it at fast speed, right? Because that way you're going to actually remove too much nail, and then the customer's going to end up with thin nails. Use my plastic dusting brush, just dust off like that. Every time I do a video, the police go past, or ambulance. You can guarantee that. So now I've got that there, I'm just going to dehydrate it now, and I'm going to dehydrate with acetone I'm just going to wipe over like this. And then as that dries out, it will just pull moisture, and wiping it obviously removes grease. You can use a alcohol, of course, similar to this, which is a hand sanitizer, and it's also a dehydrating spray. So you can use that as well. This is just isopropyl, or you can buy a special bottle of dehydrator. It's up to you. But I've always used acetone, and I find that works well for me. Okay, so I've got my one that I've selected that fits onto this nail, and all I'm going to do is just file around these little edges here. And I do this because it's just the sides there where I want to actually see how it's fitting on the nail. So now I can see the edges, and I can see how it's fitting onto the nail. So I feel it just wants a little bit off there. So there we are, that's it, ready to fit onto the nail. So what I'm going to do, I don't know whether this is right or wrong, but I just seen somebody else do it. They get a bit of primer and just pop it into there. And you can do this on all your tips, and it can just sit there, because you don't want it wet, you just want it to kind of like melt into the surface of the nail. Right, now you will see here also I've got a little gooseneck UV light. Now you can buy, or this kit, the Progress kit, comes with one of these, which is a UV light, but it makes it very awkward. You haven't got 3 hands, and it just makes it very awkward, because you've got to hold that tip onto a client and then zap it with this. I find that very difficult to do. So what I'm using here is a little gooseneck UV light, which when you switch it on, you press it there and it comes on. It's rechargeable, and you can get those off Amazon. So that's what you use there. So basically what you need to do now is just get your glue. Now ProPress do their own glue, but basically this one's from Beetles, and this is a lot cheaper. You get this off Amazon. So all you've got to do now is to just get your glue, pop it into here, and obviously you want to go down the nail a bit, and then just scoop off a little bit like that at the end. So now I'm going to fit this onto the nail. So all I'm going to do is turn it over. I'm going to switch my lamp on. I'm going to go here, and as I go forward, you might be able to see the gel moving. Can you see that? So don't let it come up at the back. And then you can just hold that underneath the light here. Don't let the bubbles creep back in. Hold it under the light for about, I'm going to leave it for about 30 seconds, but they do say 10 seconds is enough, but I always tend to give it a little bit longer. And when you release it, then the air should not creep back in. See, it's already set it, you see. Right, so there it is. So after you've done that, you go on to the next one, and so on and so on and so on. So once you've actually cured them all into position, so that when you let go, the air doesn't come back in, you then need your lamp. So I'm going to pop this into this lamp for 60 seconds. So my nail's on now, it's fully cured, it's not going to move. And what I'm going to do now is actually use my carbide bit here. And this probably isn't in the actual instructions, but I think it makes common sense to do it really. But put your carbide bit on and then just go round the back of the nail like this, just thinning it down so that it's not thick. Oh, there they go again. So I'm just have a look at it, just thin it down. So you haven't got any thickness there at the back. And this will help it when it grows forward, or when you come to paint them for that matter. It just makes it easier. So we've done that. So what I'm going to do now is put the sanding band back on. And I'm going to now take all the surface shine off the nail. Like this. And if you're going to do any shaping on this tip, what I would do is to take all the shine off first, because then at least you can see where you're working, because obviously they're see-through tips these, so you're not going to see where you're working, are you? Once the shine's off, of course, you can see all the nail, and you can actually then shape it and be able to follow the shape round. So once you've actually done that, what I do then is I get a buffer block, just go all over it like this with my buffer block, just to get a really, really nice smooth finish, particularly at the back where I filed it with my drill. Everything's so much easier to do on a real person where you're not doing it on yourself. And as I said, if you are going to shape it, you can shape it now, or shorten it, or shape it, do whatever you want with it. And there's our nail now, ready for our gel polish. So you can see it's really easy. Just part cure them under your gooseneck lamp for about 30 seconds each one, and then you can put the whole hand in your lamp to fully cure the actual gel that's underneath there. Now I've got a foundation here, which is basically a base gel, again one of the Beetles range, and I can just put that onto the nail. Not very good at painting my own nails, so, because you know, obviously I don't normally do it very often. I don't go out painting with painted nails. Maybe I should do, maybe I could be a bit rock and roll, couldn't I? Like Ozzy Osbourne, and paint my nails black. So I'm all right painting other people's, it's just painting my own I'm not very good at. You girls are really good at it. Oh, I know, I've seen you do it. Right, so I've got my base coat on, so I'm just going to let that settle a moment, and then I'm going to pop it in my lamp here, switch on, pop it in the lamp, and I'm going to leave that for 30 seconds. Right, so once that's done, what I'm going to do is get my colour. This will probably be a disaster now. Don't worry, let me have a go anyway, at least. So let's push up, come down, side, Right, so I've got that on now. It's my first coat. It's not brilliant, but it'll do. And then I'm going to just... So, into the lamp we go. And we're going to put it in for 30 seconds. Oh, this lamp's gone. I've had to swap lamps because my other lamp had run out of actual juice, because it was a rechargeable lamp. So gel polish I'm using here actually is from the Gelux range. So now I'm going to go on to with my second layer. Looks like it doesn't really need it, does it? Some very good coverage. Oh gosh, this is hard to do. How do you girls do it? I've no idea how you do it when you're on yourself. So let's go into the lamp, another 30. So I've got my Beetles top coat, which is a no wipe top coat. I'm just going to pop that over. Probably make a mess. Well, I keep saying that, don't I? Because I can't paint my own nails. So we want to get that all over. Don't forget to cap the end. Just make sure there's none anywhere on the skin. And then we're going to go into, well, you can hold your hand over this way if you want to. Some people do that just to let it kind of like settle. And it kind of levels out. So that's something you can do. Some people do it, some people don't. Let's turn it over now, pop it into the lamp, and we're going to put that in for 60 seconds. Always 60 for top coat. So after 60 seconds, it needs to come out. There should be all, it should be dry because it's a no wipe top coat. Last thing to do is just get some cuticle oil, put it around where the alcohols tend to dry the skin up. Just brush it away. There's our nail complete. So all I've got to do now is find out how to get it off, because I can't go out like that, can I? Might is the middle finger. No, is it? Yes, middle finger as well. So now these do soak off. So when your customer comes back and they're still all there, hopefully, you just need to go over and take your gel polish off. So I'm going to pop this blade, this one on. Switch it on, and then I'm just going to take all the gel polish off. Or take the shine off at least. Off the nail. You can see, there we go. And you can just go right back to that plastic underneath, because you can't do any damage. Now, the idea of these is that you actually soak them all off and start again. But really, there's nothing to stop you infilling them with normal builder gel. at the back. But if you're going to do that, you need to remove all traces of the polish, of course. And then where the nail has grown forward at the back, you need to do your nail prep on the new nail that's showing. And then you just blend down any bulge that may be there. There shouldn't be much of one because you will have done it before. Do you remember when I showed you before that, just taking the back down? So just take off all your gel. Like that. Right, so I've got all the polish off. But if I was going to do an infill on it, I would just blend down the back line, which would be around about here somewhere, push the cuticles back, clean the skin off the new nail, dehydrate it, put my primer along, and then just fill it in with some builder gel, put it in the lamp. When the builder gel is set, I'd wipe the sticky layer off and then just get a file and just smooth it all down till it's all one nail again. But the whole idea of these nails is that you soak them off and start again every time. But as I said, you can fill them in. Right, so I'm going to take this one off. So what we'll do is just cut it short, and then I would just put it in a dappen dish with some acetone, or if you're doing a full set, of course, you just put them in here, put the hot water underneath, and then just put the acetone in there, and then just wait. And then after a while, of course, they will have soaked off. They probably all go gloopy, which means you can wipe them to move the sticky off. Just keep doing that until they're all gone, and then you should be back to your original nails. So I hope that was helpful. The ProPress tips are available from Capital Warehouse. So that's capitalhairandbeauty.co.uk. And remember, you can buy the individual sizes, which is really important. You can buy a kit as well, which covers the glue, everything. But really, to be honest, I tend to use the Beetles glue, which is a lot cheaper. And I use I use different brands of all sorts of things, whatever it is that I like. Oh, and the UV light instead of the one that they supply, which is this one, which really is quite expensive. Really, you can get these off the internet for about £1.50 or £2. But this is what you want, something like that, where you can literally just hold the tip under it like that. It just makes it so much easier when you're doing clients. But don't forget to switch it on first, and you can charge it up here, you see. Right, so this is John here from the Professional Nail School and Beauty Academy, signing out. If you need any help, just inbox me either on our Facebook page or on our YouTube here, and I'll see you again sometime. Bye for now.